Yeah, we get real. That's what arrow.net is all about. ARROE.net. All right, let's do it. Let's play it forward. These are real people. Real stories, the struggle to play it forward. Episode number 508 is with NFL great and now author R.K. Russell.
Good morning. I am having a great day. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you.
Oh, my God. I love the energy. Thank you for letting me inside your heart. I mean, it is a huge day today, National Coming Out Day. And yet you have to stop and just observe that there's still too many people out there that live in fear because it is of the unknown. And we need leaders like you, RK, to say, hey, look, let's walk forward.
Yes, like you said, today should be celebration for for the people that have come out in anticipation for those brimming to come out, ready to come out, eager to come out, maybe encouragement for those reluctant to come out. So today is a huge day.
Do you think one of the fears or the anxieties is that once you do come out, labels change and people, the way that they treat you, or it could possibly change as well? It's trying to understand the connection.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I know. I mean, as human beings, regardless of what we do or how we identify or what our sexuality is, we want to be loved. We want to be respected. We want to be seen. And there is a stigma, I'll talk specifically here in the States, about coming out and potentially that being at risk, you losing family or loved ones or friends or your job, jobs even, that you be denied services or being denied entry to places. Just because of the way you were born and who you love. It's definitely a huge, I think, a fear, if not an obstacle for everyone deciding to come out.
You talk about risk. I mean, what about those rumors of Clarence Thomas wanting sex marriages? That right there is not a smooth move.
Yes, and we see, throughout history that all the time that we can make great strides as a society. We can have progress, so progress is not linear, that there are times where history repeats itself, where things like Roe v. Wade are taken away from us, where all of these things are, constantly kind of being threatened and under attack. That's one, what made movements like same-sex marriage so monumental at the time, and two, what makes it important for us to all stay active, for us to vote, for us to protect these rights, for us to make sure that we are, in the grand scheme of time and of history, progressing. And just allowing people to feel loved and supported and feel like they have a place, in this country, in their workplace, in their homes, in their family, in their neighborhood, wherever they may be.
You talk about having that place and stuff like that. I mean, millions of people watched you as an NFL player, but to me, the impact of RK is what you're doing right now as being a major voice with the LGBTQ. I mean, it's still, you're in the public eye. People are watching you and they're studying how it is that you come forward.
Yeah, I believe that my impact now, post coming out and writing my memoir, The Yards Between Us, hopefully is greater and bigger and grander and longer lasting than I could have imagined. Playing in the NFL was always my dream. I accomplished it. I went there. I played the games. I've done that. That was amazing for me personally and for my family and for my close circle and hopefully for the fans and the teams that I helped win. What I'm doing now, hopefully, is a legacy. It's something that I can build, that I can grow upon, that will not just affect, a season, not just affect the team, not just affect me and my family, but affect an organization, affect a generation, affect the world and very grand things I'm talking about. But that's really the hope and the intention that I do things with today, that I wrote this book with, that I move with throughout my life now. And I do feel a greater calling and a greater purpose now in advocating for LGBTQ plus community, specifically also in the NFL and in male sports, than I did playing. And that's saying a lot because, don't get me wrong, playing in the NFL is amazing. Mm-hmm. That's monumental as well. But I feel greater in my purpose now than I ever have.
Yeah. What I'm dreaming is that this book becomes more than just an under the pillow book. In other words, people they buy it, but they don't want other people to know that they're reading The Yards Between Us. And because it needs to be on the coffee table, because there's moms and dads that are going to have questions. There's brothers and sisters and neighbors and stuff like that. And it's like and you really do open up conversation. And my God, Arcade, that's a beautiful place to be.
Thank you so much. I think that's how we progress. I really do think it starts with just being able to have the talks, being able to sit down, with your son, with your dad, with your daughter, your mother, whoever it be, Billy, Joe, Bob up the street, and to have these conversations about humanity. I mean, because that's really what it is. Coming out story it's all about humanity. It's all about community. It's about connecting, seeing that we can be so alike, regardless of the color of our skin, of our sexuality, our gender expression, who we love, what we do. We are all just humans trying to do the best we can. Like I said, trying to be loved, respected, and seen. And that can be accomplished. But we need to talk to each other first. We need to read books like The Yards Between Us. We need to have these conversations. We need to be open to other people's experiences and lives and identities and multitude, the multifacets that make us the wonderful and amazing people that we are.
You talk about the public you and the private life you, and it's one of those things where I sat there and I thought, wow, is it a separation between church and state? When you go out into the public, do you have to put on the candy-coated plastic bathroom mirror smile? And if not, teach the world how to be real.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. You can't be real with anyone. You can't be real with the world if you're not real with yourself.
You're right.
Like I said, having these talks on National Coming Out Day is important because I can't look at you, and this is me, maybe it's how I was raised, but I can't look at you, eye to eye, human being to human being, and be 100% with you if I'm not being 100% with myself. It starts internally. It starts with self-love, self-validation, the work. I had to make a decision that I was more than what I did, that I deserve love outside of, my stat line, outside of wins and accomplishments, outside of the accolades that I could accumulate, that I deserve love just because I was a good person that wanted to treat people good. And that was important. So for me, there is private life. I'm still a private person. I have a sanctity in my home and in my relationships and my family and my friendships. There's a difference between being private and being secretive. What I was doing before I came out was being secretive. And that is rooted in shame. That's rooted in fear. And those are two things that can exist in my life. If I'm going to be 100 with me and the people in my circle, or if I'm going to be 100 stepping out and talking to people and being in the public eye or a public figure.
That moment of coming out, there are listeners right now that want to take that step, but there seems to be that moment of silence before you finally say, "Hey, I am," and that's where you feel the beat of your heart inside your eardrums. I mean, it's not just hearing your heart. You're feeling your heart. There's no way you would ever forget that moment in your life.
Oh my God, no. The first person I ever came out to really sat down and had talked with was my best friend, Joe Gilliam. He was my roommate in college and also my teammate. And like you said, it's an all-encompassing feeling. It's like all the weight you've been carrying at that moment right before coming out intensifies 10,000 times. And you're thinking like, oh my God, am I going to do this? What am I going to, it's a crushing emotion. But as soon as it comes out, regardless of what that reaction is, regardless of the fear you've had of that reaction, the weight all of a sudden dissipates. Yeah. It's lifted. You have that moment where you don't realize you've been underwater, but you come up and you take that breath and you're like, oh my God, what is this? Then we deal with the reaction. Hopefully it's positive. Mine was. But regardless, once you make that first step, and start small, start scared, start with one person that you trust, that you know loves you, and that you have that open communication with. Because once you get that first bit, once you come out the first time, you hopefully will want to do it again, or at least hopefully feel the need to, as the weight is alleviated a bit from your life.
Wow. Well, congratulations on the book, The Yards Between Us. You got to come back to this show anytime in the future, RK. This is a platform. Use it, please.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on. Thanks for letting me talk about The Yards Between Us. And I hope that plenty of people read it. I hope that plenty of people get it. It's available to pre-order wherever you get your books. And if anyone wants to learn more about me, my story, I'm on Instagram and Twitter at RK Relentless.
I love it, man. You be beautiful today, okay?
Thank you. You do the same.